All right, welcome back and welcome to the Darth Redcon channel. He's Pre, I'm P, and we're here for the season premiere of Vikings, the final season, episode 11, titled King of Kings. So, before we get started, I'd just like to say if you're tuning in and this is your first time, welcome. If you're back, we appreciate you. So, do us a favor, hit that subscribe. Get us a like. Pre, you ready?
A little sad today, but y'all gonna see why. But let's go ahead and kick this off, P.
Let's get it.
With the new introduction of Viking in the final season, we're in dire straits and, we don't want to spoil nothing right off the bat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you, P, what was your overall score of episode 1, 0 to 5, and just your overall thoughts of the episode?
As far as the score goes, I will give it. I would say I'd probably give it a. Man, this is. I'd probably give it about a 3.5. I just thought overall, I thought everything dealing with Bjorn, I really enjoyed, and I've made it no secret that he isn't exactly one of my favorite characters, but I have to tip my hat to Alexander Ludwig, the actor who played Bjorn. He did a very good job. Acting was on point.
Indeed.
Yeah, the actual character, what he pulls off, which we will get into when we get to the spoiler part, was just amazing. And like I said, I never liked him as the king or whatever. I always found his character to be very full of angst, especially in the last season. He's just all over the place with his emotion, and he whines quite a bit of this and that. And I really, in this episode, he really showed kingly, like his behavior. He operated like a true king, and it was really cool to see. But kind of where I thought the show kind of it slowed down, everything slowed down. Uh, Things with Uba, I thought were, I thought we could have got it moving a little bit, but then again, it is the first episode, and the whole, because we get a battle, left a lot to be desired. So that those kind of factors helped bring my score down, where I maybe would have gave it a 4, maybe 4.5, if they could have kept the Bjorn energy, like his parts with the show, going.
I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's P's, a little analysis right there. So we're going to have to go ahead and jump over to.
All right, Pre. So why don't you go ahead and give us a overview of the episode, and give us your score and take on this episode here, King of Kings.
Episode 11, King of Kings. I'm a little bit more hard of a critic than you, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 2 out of 5. It just, there's so many different factors to me that went into that. It was real slow. I get it. It's a kind of first episode, like P said, with a lot of build up and stuff that we'll probably be looking forward to. But we basically just getting some battle plans together and stuff, and I really just didn't like how one of the characters went out, and that's just my personal bias and opinion. But that's probably why I gave it bump the score down a little bit. But it wasn't too bad, because you do get some epic scenes throughout the episode, and just some epic moments for certain characters, Bjorn being one of them. And I think you kind of get a different sense of where just this whole religion thing is going with some of the actions of some of the characters. And with that being said, my overall just impressions was, kind of a filler episode. Like what P said, like the Uber stuff is like just unneeded, unnecessary. Like it didn't really progress anything. Yeah, you guys were talking about going somewhere and doing something last time. We didn't need a whole episode about talking about going somewhere. We should have had some people getting some ships ready or
Well, yeah,
something.
because like I said, this is the final season. We don't have time.
Yeah, for that.
You know, and the season's only 10 episodes, so we don't have time to be. We already established we're gonna go there.
Let's get on the way. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go because we have so many things that we have to tie up in 10 episodes.
Indeed, P. So that was like my little gripe. So yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and have to go with the 2 out of 5, and those are some of my overall initial thoughts about the episode. Walk us over, like, like the beginning of the episode and like some of the things you liked about it, the beginning, and I'll kind of just piggyback off you on that.
All right. Well, I mean, the episode pretty much starts off. The Warriors of Kattegat have taken a large, very big L. Uh, they've dragged Bjorn off the beach, and right away, a lot of questions were where people were like, "Oh, did Ivar really stab him?" Well, it's pretty much been confirmed. I mean, there was a clip that was released 3 or 4 months ago that showed Bjorn on horseback wounded. So, but this ultimately confirmed what happened. So they go back to Kattegat. They're leaving the shores and they're heading back to Kattegat. And right away, you can look and they're just defeated. Like I think if Bjorn would have been healthy and been all right and called a proper retreat, the people may have been somewhat optimistic, but when they're carrying Bjorn through Kattegat, you just look at the people's faces. They're defeated. They know that he's their leader, and they're like,
we don't solemn.
Yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen. It's not looking good, and you start to see the cracks. Like you got Eric, who he's spouting defeat. There is a point where Bjorn ends up having to slap the hell out of him and get on his ass about like giving
up. Yeah.
Tell him like, is this what it's come down for us to? We're going to give up to the Christ God and be taken. Is that going to be our legacy? So he has to slap his ass back in the line, and then you have King Harkin that comes in. And he initially comes in and he's confident. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're answering. The son of Ragnar sends a call. You got a summons. You come and answer." He takes a look in that fucking room where Bjorn is laid up, and he starts to
mine just starts.
he's like, oh, he gets defeated because he's what he's saying to Bjorn at the time is the truth, where your name is worth 100. No, not even 100. Worth 1,000 warriors. Like the name of Bjorn Ironside. Like we need you. We need you to lead us, or whatever. And it's like I said. You just see Harkin is basically sharing the same sentiments as everybody in the town. And so, with that being said, he jumps ship and heads over to the Roos camp. And, basically goes over there, tries to kiss the rings. And, Vitzer kind of calls him out, like, why are you over here telling why are you telling us this? And, like I said, he gravels, gets on his knees. And like I said, you have to be, even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles could see that this dude's going to get killed. They're going to kill him. They're not going to keep him around. They kill him. So that's kind of, in Kattegat, that's what's going on there. And then you move on, we get Uba. And this is one of the issues I had with the show. It's not necessarily Uba's story. It's just, I just don't like how it's we're still talking about moving and getting moving. Like I said earlier, there's only 10 episodes. We can't waste valuable time on stuff that should have been resolved at the end of, or we should only spend a minute on like,
Yeah.
all right, we're leaving, and
we should have the boats getting ready.
Yeah.
And
Uber's storyline, we should see the boats leaving.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was
away.
thinking.
Like the episode should have been, maybe they talk
on
to them,
their
and
way,
then we see them
like-
loading the boats and go. We shouldn't be having discussions on telling
we're about to go,
or just talking to Flat Nose about, oh well, you're giving up your ambitions and coming with us, because he says he wants to stay and be a king, of Iceland. And Uber's trying to talk, which I thought we already had this figured out, that we were all going to go to the Golden Land. So that kind of
after we get the devastating news that my man's, you already know, one of my guys, Bjorn, he really took that knife all the way front to back. No, but yeah, Ivar really put it on him, and like P said, like, man, and I gotta give myself a shout out on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was even said like damn near word for word in the episode. I was telling P, like, Harold is not the true king of Norway because he can't unite the kingdoms. They won't follow him. That's a hollow crown. P said that in last episode, in our like final season, like kind of prediction video. So yeah, it's a hollow crown. We both agreed on that, and this is just more so reaffirmed in this episode when my man tells him, he's like man, like, without your name, like, this is a done deal. So like Bjorn, he gets up after being wounded, getting taken back to Kattegat and stuff. He like asks his wife, like, help me put my armor on one last time. And that's when you get that little tingly feeling on the back of your neck, like, God, is this dude really a god? But we all know it's symbolic of, like what P said, like he really earned his stripes in this episode, is because, like, that's like the ultimate thing you can do. It's like, you dying, but you gonna give this one last hurrah just to rally your troops and make sure you even got a fighting chance to go out there and battle against this army that's devastating your land. So that's really like the back end half of the episode, in which we see Bjorn actually get on horseback and basically ride out there alone, confronting the Rus forces, and they're over here like having a conversation, like, you can't kill him. He takes 3 arrows, boop boop boop, starts pulling one. Well, I thought he was gonna pull it out. He starts pulling his sword, and then you just see the Viking armies just rise behind them, and it was just symbolic of just like the rise of the first king of Norway. Anybody that's gonna come fuck with us, this is how our king goes out. This is what you got to expect. And that kind of like did boost the episode for me, but that was only like 2 minutes of the whole episode. So
yeah, just some takeaways, things I saw just from, like I said, that what Bjorn did. It was also great to see Vitzer lamenting and paying homage to Bjorn, where he wished him farewell and wished him on to Valhalla, and he even said some of the lines that Ragnar said when he was ultimately executed, where he told Bjorn that you will be drinking ale from curved horns. And the Valkyries have come to take you home, brother. Like, that was great to see. Even though they were fighting, they still have reverence for Bjorn. Even they're at the end of the day, they're still brothers. They may be on different sides, but they still revere him as their older brother. Same, and Uba is also told about Bjorn's passing, and you see it with him, where his brother he's my hero, and you just saw, and to go back with just a king. You can be a king in name, but not necessarily the king. And I just thought of this quote I saw somewhere where it said, men titles don't honor men. Men honor titles, and so it's the man who brings the honor, the honor to the title. It's not like you could be a piece of shit and be a king, but and have no honor, but it's you that brings the honor to the actual title. It's the man who does. It's the title will never give you the honor
or
if
the
you
respect.
never or if you never had it. So, and in the episode, if you noticed, Eric gave Bjorn the crown and Bjorn threw it off the bed because, and that goes back to, I believe, season 3 in Paris when Bjorn was climbing up. Like, there was a part where when everybody had all their plans, and it was when Ragnar had that epic speech where he was telling them, I'm Ragnar, I'm the king, or whatever. That's my name. King Ragnar. That's who I am. Where everybody, yeah, because everybody was arguing about, like,
who wants the last say so.
And they were thinking, because I have this title, I can this and that. Where in that episode later on, Bjorn, he got wounded, and Ragnar was so proud of him because he said he was leading. He didn't need a title. He did it by his actions. He led by example. And so and then have it come full circle right here where he didn't need the crown, and he never wanted it. If you remember, it was Olaf that said that they needed a king and nominated Bjorn. Bjorn never seeked out the crown because he saw what happened with his father. So he never seeked out to be a king, and I think a lot of people forget about that. And then, not to go too far, or something we forgot, let's not forget that King Harold escaped his captivity. Remember, he was captured. King Harold escaped. So that's something we need to pay attention to, because that may come back later on, because with Bjorn gone, there's going to be a vacuum.
Yeah. Where you need somebody.
Yeah, you need somebody, and who knows, Harold might find his way back that way. So, but like I said, that's all I pretty much got. Like, it was this episode, like I said.
Setup.
Well, the setup to the end. We're getting to the end, but like I said, I'm very worried because that battle left a lot to be desired. I was expecting this epic.
Me and Pete both, we both the same on that.
So I hope this is not what we're going to be getting, this like slow, and so.
So we're going to look forward and try to get out episode 2 here pretty soon, but just hope y'all like the review or just overall thoughts of episode 1 of part B of the final season. So with that being said, I think me and Pete kind of wrap that up, and that's our little review.
Yep.